A series of breakup letters to people who I have dated who did not know I was dating them, or an ode to crushes and other viral infections. But we only knew each other through a glass screen, through flickering lights, through snaps in 6 seconds, synapse, each particles in the air, each synapse, I love you, I love you, I love you, but we never say it. How can I know I loved you if I never held you with my own 2 hands? They say distance kills, but I don't think it was the distance. He was here when you couldn't be, the same way a bird will nest in garbage before building a nest of its own too. Telling me about every boy who has fucked you since me is not a form of casual conversation. I don't know where you learned to butcher a body like a foreign name, but that bloody wall of tally marks you call a track record does not make me want you any more than I already do not. I can't lie that at one point my left flank bled for you when your lips were fresh and sweet and drunk, but I've mistaken blood for wine enough times not to fall for your shit again. 3. I went to a confessional for you. I repented. I don't know if that's because you convinced me that this kind of love was wrong or that I was wrong for thinking this was a kind of love, but I was red knee sore with want for you, and that's fine. You're too busy fucking with God. I just wonder how you can call it love if you never held him with your own 2 hands. 4. Antibiotics don't work on viruses because they attack bacterial cell walls. And viruses have a protein coat and this insatiable hunger to watch those it loves suffer. And I am not above calling you a virus. Not yet. You sickly contagion. How the phlegm filling up my lungs could so easily be mistaken for breathlessness. How weak I thought I was, as if you weren't already in the thick of me. I've only one thing to say now. I'm still here, fucker! And the next time you show your ugly head, know my body has built an immunity against you. It's called these hands, and they're ready to protect me this time, whether or not that means you dead. A short anatomy of infatuation. This isn't about you! All perfect face and eyes and other crevices of you I've built to help me sleep at night. It's about me. How good this makes me feel. See, I can love you whether or not you're a part of it. And I will, bitch.
So apparently I'm supposed to forgive you. You who poured booze down my throat through my umbilical cord. Now my birth father was dead before I was born, swallowed a balloon full of coke, and died, and I never got to meet him. Maybe the only reason you kept me is you knew my face would be 50% his, and you loved him too much to let me go. You drank while I was growing inside of you. You did meth while I was growing inside of you. Turned your womb into such an unsafe place that I got cut out of it 3 months early. Do you know that you're why I don't believe in zodiac signs? After all, I was supposed to be a different fucking person. And I'm supposed to forgive you. How the fuck am I supposed to do that? When you died of liver failure, taking a baby brother with you when you left this planet. And I'm supposed to forgive you. I have been so angry for so long. And I learned I had to start trying to forgive you. You did meth. I forgive you. You drank. I forgive you. I forgive you. I forgive you. I forgive you. Have you ever noticed that if you say a lie enough times, it starts to sound true?
Come on!
No, fuck that! I do forgive you. Kathy, I choose to forgive you. I choose this to be true. Kathy, I do forgive you. I need this to be true. I need my forgiveness to be true for as much for my sake as for yours. So, Kathy, I do forgive you. But forgiveness is a day-to-day thing.
Come on.
And every day that I forgive you is a victory for me.
Woo!
And on the days that I can't, on the days that I don't, I forgive myself for not being able to forgive you.
is the hand that I fan with. And by fan, I mean masturbate wildly, sometimes violently, and altogether too frequently. Because no one loves me like me. And maybe I love myself too passionately, but enough is not enough, and too much is not in my vocabulary. This is the hand that I she-bop with, snap, crackle, and coochie pop with, sing along to the divinals with, private joy when I'm dancing with myself with, and when I'm feeling lazy, crank up Velveteen with. Because ladies, Lenny Kravitz wasn't lying. He really don't give a damn if you do dishes. And maybe this sounds excessive, but if loving me is wrong, I don't want to be right, because I love this hand like stars love night, like tequila loves blenders, like priests, like giving Holy Communion to men on their knees. This is the hand that I fan with, and if you think this was supposed to be a dirty poem about masturbation, you got it all wrong. See, how can you learn to love somebody else when you can't learn to love yourself? And if I'm being really honest, sometimes I really just can't sleep at night. This is the hand that I fan with, and don't judge me, y'all don't know me, and I can tell by looking around here, some of you are gold medal Olympic fanners yourself, like Lucky 7 in the back. But that's okay. Don't be embarrassed, don't be ashamed. Raise those digits proudly and high, because when this shit is over, it's you in your hand tonight.
The push pin I've been using to hold up my favorite painting broke today. The painting doesn't make much sense. It's just a few poorly painted skeletons on a pastel background. Possibly fucking who knows with a painting like this, but I love it anyways. I'm thinking of using a nail to hang it this time. I have this theory that humans are all just conglomerations of every person we've ever met. I picture this as if I'm a house. When I moved in 20 years ago, the walls were plastered with dreams of young parents and grandparents. I never removed it, just used the Sharpie to doodle over the parts that didn't fit anymore. As I grew, people came and went, each leaving their own version of me on top of this wallpaper, covering the parts that make me, me with who they wanted me to be. These idealized versions of myself have been there for so long, I can hardly tell the difference between them and what makes me up. I started hanging these pieces myself, using flimsy squares of tape in place of their glue. I could use nails or even push pins, but those are so lasting, leave pinprick scars that will never fade. If you had asked me 4 years ago where this house would be today, I would have told you 6 feet under with boarded up doors and shattered windows. If I was this house, there would be ripped up posters taped back together, stapled to the inside of my ribcage, but that's just because I don't use nails. And I don't use nails because you don't use nails in temporary things, and I believed for so long this body was itching to be returned to the universe that I didn't allow nails. But the push pin I've been using to hold up my favorite painting broke today. The painting doesn't make much sense, but I love it anyways. I'm thinking of using a nail to hang it this time.
All right, in 5th place, with a score of 107 points even, please give it up for San Jose. Now I can be a little unbiased right now and be like, that's my team right there, y'all, because, I rep San Jose Horde. But I would like to point out that I just want you to know, like, we went easy on you tonight for a reason, all right? We wanted you to feel good, okay? Just let me know. All right. In 4th place with 110.1, please give it up for Loudmouth. In 3rd place with a combined total of 111.7 points, please give it up for Legendary Collective. And in 2nd place, with 114.1 points, give it up for Berkeley! with Mighty Mike McGee, you didn't know I was playing. That's how slick I am, right? We're gonna share this title. 30-20, right? 30-20, right? Please put your hands together for Oakland! Oakland, come on up! Come on up! Join us! Alright, I got 5 10s here. I got 5 10s. So you can divide it up however you need to. All of this, like, look at all of this cash. Look at all that money right there. The rest of the team's like, go get it, Seven. Go get our money, Seven. Can I get a hug?